Welcome back, everybody, to episode 3 of Average Joe's Antics. And as always, if you're here, make sure you smash that subscribe button and hit that bell so you get notified for the next video that we will be dropping. In this video, you will see we are going to be putting in water pump studs to get our water pump pulley put on and start measuring for belts. And we're going to be working on fuel line again and getting our fuel pump mounted. You'll see all that in this video, so stay tuned. Okay, we're going to be starting with water pump studs and getting them set in so we can get this pulley on. I'll get you in here and show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so here's our water pump and here's our studs. We're going to be putting these in here and putting the pulley on right after. Okay, now that those are all on, we're going to crawl underneath the back of the car and work on getting the fuel pump mounted in place. And we're going to cut a piece of strap just to sit underneath it to help support it. It'll have 2 bolts ran through the trunk pan, but just extra support, just have a piece of strap bolted directly to the floor pan underneath it. So we'll get back there. So where the strap and fuel pump is going to be mounted, it's actually going to impede a little bit with the spare tire. So I'm going to have to take everything out of the trunk, including the spare tire, so I can get the holes drilled and get the fuel pump mounted in place. Anyway, like I was saying, there's a patch panel here, there's another one here, there's another one here. Instead of just cutting the whole trunk pan out, they patched it. Well, it's okay. I mean, it's not like it was just utterly botched. It still looks really good for the age. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and crawl underneath the car, and we're going to get the whole bolts and everything marked out so we can, or the, should I say, the drilling spots marked out with a marker so we can start setting everything into place. Before we do that though, we're going to cut the strap so we can have it set and ready to go for underneath the car. Okay, here's a piece of strap. It's just a piece of aluminum. We're going to cut it. Doesn't really matter. I mean, it needs to be just long enough to be able to bolt it to the floor pan. So we're going to eyeball it probably right about there. Now when doing this, you're always going to want to practice your safety squints. And don't catch your hand on the wheel when there's no guard. It's not a fun day. She's gonna be a little warm when you pick her up. Now we're gonna clean it up on the old bench grinder, round it off, and get it all set to be able to go underneath the car with it. Okay, we got our piece of aluminum cleaned up and deburred. We're gonna mark a couple spots on here to put holes. That way we can go ahead and drill those out and then go underneath the car, put it up against there, and then mark on the underside where we're gonna put these at, with the fuel pump sitting on top of it. So, all right, we're over here at the drill press. We got our holes marked. We're gonna go ahead and get the holes drilled out. We got our places marked. We're gonna go ahead and mark them with a marker. See them a little better. We're gonna start with drilling our holes for our fuel pump. Okay, now that this is there, I did some looking, realized I don't have to have that there. Not only that, it's not going to serve a purpose with how low it's also hanging. I could put that piece of strap there, but I'd have to put a nice bend in it to get it to touch the bottom of the car. So, that being said, I'm most likely going to leave it off. It's just a theory and an idea that actually didn't really need to be. So, I'm going to go ahead and start running fuel line and fuel hose. Have a fuel filter, some fuel line, now me personally, I prefer to put the fuel filter on the inside. That way it's filtering the fuel before it goes into the pump. That way it's not bringing debris and stuff into your pump and tearing stuff up. But that's just my personal preference. So that's what we're going to run with first. Okay, we got the lines in, ran. All we got to do now is tighten a couple things up and we'll be set. And the whole fuel lines and fuel system will be plumbed. Finish that. Okay, folks, we got the whole fuel system plumbed up and ready to go. And yes, I know that the line at the back of the car is not braided, but it just made more sense to use rubber because trying to find all the fittings and everything to fit in that fuel pump was going to be a nightmare. So I already had the barbs, might as well make it rubber. On top of that, we got the water pump studs and pulley on. Whole fuel system wired up. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, that's all she wrote. Make sure you smash that subscribe button and hit that bell.